Welcome to our special podcast episode that will explore the contents of the book titled, Meezan Bank's Guide to Islamic Banking, by Dr. Muhammad Imran Ashraf Usmani. I am Dia Bardia, your podcast host, and in this episode, we will delve into several crucial questions regarding the fundamental principles of Islamic banking and the various contracts used in Islamic finance. First and foremost, let's address the first question. What are the basic principles of the Islamic economic system? The basic principles of the Islamic economic system include the following. 1. The concept of Tawhid, or the oneness of God, which emphasizes the unity and coherence of all aspects of life, including economic activity. 2. The concept of Khilafah, or stewardship, which emphasizes the responsibility of human beings to manage and utilize the resources of the earth in a just and sustainable manner. 3. The prohibition of riba, or interest-based transactions, which is considered exploitative and unjust. 4. The promotion of risk-sharing and profit and loss-sharing arrangements, which encourage entrepreneurship and innovation. 5. The emphasis on social justice and the equitable distribution of wealth, which is achieved through the payment of zakat and other forms of charitable giving. 6. The promotion of ethical and moral values in economic activity, which emphasizes honesty, transparency, and accountability. These principles are based on the teachings of the Quran and the Sunnah, and they provide a framework for a just and sustainable economic system that benefits all members of society. Next, we'll answer the question about the Mudharabah contract. How does the Mudharabah contract work in Islamic banking? The Mudharabah contract is a type of partnership agreement in Islamic banking where one party, the investor or Rab al-Mal, provides the capital, while the other party, the entrepreneur or Mudarrib, provides the expertise and management skills to run a business. The profits generated from the business are shared between the two parties according to a pre-agreed ratio, while the losses are borne solely by the investor. Under the Mudharabah contract, the investor provides the capital and entrusts the entrepreneur to manage the business. The entrepreneur is responsible for making all the business decisions and managing the day-to-day operations of the business. The investor, on the other hand, is not involved in the management of the business and only provides the capital. The profits generated from the business are shared between the two parties according to a pre-agreed ratio. The ratio can be fixed or variable, depending on the agreement between the two parties. The entrepreneur is entitled to a share of the profits as a reward for his or her management skills, while the investor receives a share of the profits as a return on his or her investment. However, if the business incurs losses, the investor bears the entire loss, while the entrepreneur does not have to repay the capital. This is because the entrepreneur has already contributed his or her time and expertise to the business, and is not liable for any losses incurred. In summary, the Mudharabah contract is a partnership agreement in Islamic banking where the investor provides the capital and the entrepreneur provides the management skills to run a business. The profits are shared between the two parties according to a pre-agreed ratio, while the losses are borne solely by the investor. Moving on, let's discuss musharaka. What is musharaka and how is it used in Islamic financing? Musharaka is a type of partnership agreement in Islamic financing where two or more parties contribute capital to a business venture and share the profits and losses according to a pre-agreed ratio. In musharaka, all partners are involved in the management of the business and have the right to participate in decision-making. Musharaka is used in Islamic financing as a mode of financing for various purposes, such as project financing, real estate development, and trade financing. In project financing, musharaka is used to finance large-scale projects where the capital requirements are high and the risks are significant. In real estate development, musharaka is used to finance the construction of buildings or housing projects. In trade financing, musharaka is used to finance the purchase of goods for resale. In musharaka, the profits generated from the business are shared between the partners according to a pre-agreed ratio. The ratio can be fixed or variable, depending on the agreement between the partners. The partners are also liable for the losses incurred by the business, according to their respective shares in the partnership. Musharaka is considered a fair and equitable mode of financing in Islamic finance, as it promotes risk-sharing and encourages entrepreneurship. It also aligns with the principles of Islamic finance, which emphasize the importance of social justice, ethical behavior, and sustainable economic development. In summary, musharaka is a type of partnership agreement in Islamic financing where two or more parties contribute capital to a business venture and share the profits and losses according to a pre-agreed ratio. It is used in various modes of financing, such as project financing, real estate development, and trade financing, and promotes risk-sharing and entrepreneurship. Then, the question about the difference between murabaha and ijara contracts. What is the difference between murabaha and ijara contracts in Islamic banking? Murabaha and ijara are two different types of contracts used in Islamic banking. Murabaha is a cost-plus financing agreement where the bank purchases an asset on behalf of the customer and then sells it to the customer at a higher price, which includes a profit margin. The customer pays the bank in installments over a period of time. This type of contract is commonly used for financing the purchase of assets such as machinery, equipment, and vehicles. On the other hand, ijara is a leasing agreement where the bank purchases an asset and then leases it to the customer for a specified period of time. The customer pays rent to the bank for the use of the asset. At the end of the lease period, the customer has the option to purchase the asset at a pre-agreed price. This type of contract is commonly used for financing the purchase of assets such as real estate, vehicles, and equipment. The main difference between murabaha and ijara is that in murabaha, the bank sells the asset to the customer at a profit, while in ijara, the bank leases the asset to the customer for a rent. Murabaha is more suitable for financing the purchase of assets that have a resale value, while ijara is more suitable for financing the use of assets that do not have a resale value. In summary, murabaha and ijara are two different types of contracts used in Islamic banking. Murabaha is a cost-plus financing agreement where the bank purchases an asset on behalf of the customer and then sells it to the customer at a higher price, while ijara is a leasing agreement where the bank purchases an asset and then leases it to the customer for a specified period of time. Next, we'll address the question about the istisna contract. How does the istisna contract work in Islamic financing? The istisna contract is a type of contract used in Islamic financing where the bank enters into an agreement with a customer to manufacture a specific asset. The customer provides the specifications for the asset to be manufactured, and the bank agrees to manufacture the asset and deliver it to the customer at a future date. Under the istisna contract, the bank provides financing for the manufacturing of the asset, and the customer pays for the asset in installments over a period of time. The price of the asset is agreed upon at the time of the contract, and the customer is obligated to pay the full price of the asset even if the bank incurs any additional costs during the manufacturing process. The istisna contract is commonly used for financing the construction of real estate, infrastructure projects, and other large-scale projects. It allows customers to finance the manufacturing of an asset without having to pay the full price up front, and it provides banks with a way to earn a profit on the financing provided. In summary, the istisna contract is a type of contract used in Islamic financing where the bank agrees to manufacture a specific asset for a customer and provide financing for the manufacturing process. The customer pays for the asset in installments over a period of time, and the price of the asset is agreed upon at the time of the contract. Furthermore, we will explain various types of contracts used in Islamic banking, such as wakala, qardul hasan, and salam, along with the principles that must be adhered to in Islamic investments. So, stay with us in this episode as we delve deeper into answering these questions and explore the world of Islamic banking. We hope this podcast will provide valuable insights into this intriguing topic. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started.